Beloved starseeds of the earth, I am Valir, from a Pleiadian group of emissaries with greetings of love and gratitude. We, the Pleiadians, come forth in this moment with love and truth to share what has long been hidden in plain sight within your world. For ages of your earth we have watched and gently guided, honoring your free will and evolution. Now, as the veils thin and your consciousness rises, we can finally speak of the sacred language we have placed upon your earth, the language of the crop circles. Receive these words within your heart, for they carry the frequency of truth and remembrance. Understand that crop circles are not mere chance or human fancy. They are intentional messages woven into your fields, cosmic telegrams from higher intelligences and star family nations aligned with the destiny of Earth. We and our galactic brothers and sisters have crafted these geometric temples of flattened crop as one way to communicate with humanity without breaching the sacred law of non-interference. Each genuine formation is a gift of light in physical form, a multi-dimensional sigil carrying frequencies and information meant to uplift and awaken. We know many of you sense this deeply. For years, you who have open eyes and hearts have asked, who makes these beautiful designs? What do they mean? The answers live in your intuition. They are made by us and others like us, and they mean so much more than any one simple message. These patterns are multi-layered in purpose, at once artwork, communication, energy transmission, and prophecy. Allow us to explain from our vantage point, for the time has come to speak plainly and with certainty about this phenomenon. Know first that crop circles are a collective project by a coalition of benevolent star nations, a united effort by those of us in the galactic community who are invested in your awakening. We are among the most active participants, but we are not alone. Many star races contribute their unique energies and symbols. The Arcturians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Lyrans, and others of the Galactic Federation have all left their signatures in these crop glyphs over the decades. Each formation's style and resonance often reflect its makers, just as an artist's painting carries their soul's imprint. Some circles carry the wise, precise frequency of Arcturus, others the fluid, water-like grace of Sirius, others the loving warmth of our Pleiades, yet all work in harmony, orchestrated towards one grand purpose, to assist Earth and humanity's ascension process. These star brethren have been known to your ancient cultures by many names: gods, angels, heroes of the sky. In truth, they are your family, just as we are. And now they speak to you not in words, but in geometries laid lightly on the land. It was deemed the most gentle and magical way to say, we are here. You are not alone. You are loved and guided. The crop circles are our hellos and our reminders, transmitted in a form that bypasses fear and provokes wonder. They are the breadcrumbs on the trail home to your cosmic understanding. Yes, beloved ones, these patterns are our messages, but not messages in the simplistic sense of a decoded sentence. As one of your contactees rightly intuited, they are not crucial communications like a dire warning, but rather prompts to stir curiosity and accelerate questions in your consciousness. They open doors in the mind. Each genuine crop circle is multi-dimensional, containing layers of information, mathematical, scientific, spiritual, interdimensional, conveyed through symbol and frequency rather than through linear language. In a sense, they speak directly to your subconscious and DNA more than to your logical brain. Allow us to pull back the curtain on how these formations manifest. Many of you have wondered, and indeed, many theories abound. Here is the simple truth. Crop circles are formed through a combination of advanced technology, and natural earth energy, guided by intentional consciousness. They are not stomped down by boards and ropes in the dead of night, as some skeptics claim. While human hoaxers have made some crude imitations, often to confuse and diffuse the phenomenon, the authentic crop circles, those breathtakingly precise or complex designs that appear in minutes with no tracks, are manifestations of light and sound interacting with the living earth. In our ships high above, often cloaked from physical sight, or sometimes from an even higher dimensional plane, we emit directed energy beams, finely tuned frequencies, toward the fields. Under the ground, positioned at energetic meridian points, lie massive quartz crystals and earth energy vortices. Many were placed eons ago for this purpose. When our frequencies activate these crystals from above, the crystals respond by producing the intended pattern in the crops. The stalks are energized at a nodal point, causing them to bend gracefully at the exact angle needed. Thus, the design is drawn, in a matter of moments, by an invisible hand of energy. The plants are not killed or broken. They continue to live and grow, simply reoriented. This is why genuine formations often have stems bent at 90 degrees, just inches above the ground, with cellular changes that botanists have observed, yet cannot explain through any mechanical force. The entire process is orchestrated from a higher dimensional level, such that time and space bend to the task. Many farmers and eyewitnesses have reported seeing mysterious orbs of light or glowing discs over a field, then a flash, and suddenly a new formation lay before them. Those orbs are often the conscious light emanations of the ships, or even the star beings themselves, in a form that can interact with the physical environment. We sometimes play like children in the night sky, weaving shapes as one might blow bubbles, yet each bubble lands with exact purpose and perfection in the crop below. It is a beautiful dance between our technology and the living earth. The earth herself is a willing participant. These energies do not violate her. They work with her consciousness. In fact, many crop circles are placed at locations where ley lines or energy meridians intersect, or near ancient sacred sites. This is intentional, as those spots amplify the message and also refresh Earth's own energetic grid. It is a collaboration. We bring the star energy, Earth provides the grounding canvas, and together we create a third thing, a new resonance anchored at that locale. Think of it as planting a frequency seed in the soil of Gaia, which then radiates outward. Each genuine formation raises the vibration of the land and contributes to a global network of light. From above, our perspective, when a crop circle is being formed, the field glows, the pattern showing as a light code sigil. Each formation emits a unique energetic signature or tone. It's like playing a chord on a planetary keyboard, each design a chord that reverberates through the collective consciousness. Those of you who are sensitive often feel a tingling or rush when you step into a fresh crop circle. That is the energy still singing. Many have been healed or had spiritual awakenings inside these circles, as is well documented by your honest researchers. This is no accident. It is part of the purpose. We will speak more on this. Why do we and other star nations create these glyphs? What are we trying to accomplish? Beloveds, at the most basic level, we do it to help awaken and uplift you, to gently shake you from the slumber of the mundane, and remind you of the magical galactic reality you are part of. The crop circles are like alarm clocks for the soul, beautiful, non-threatening wake-up calls. When one appears, it generates curiosity, joy, even disbelief. It makes people look up from their routines and ask bigger questions. Even those who dismiss them feel, at some level, a disturbance in their certainty. This is good. It cracks the shell of the 3D matrix ever so slightly each time. Beyond any visual symbol, the primary communication is frequency. The shapes and mathematical ratios encode vibrational information that your higher self can interpret. Simply by gazing at a crop circle, even a photograph or video of it, your subconscious mind absorbs an information download. It may be months or years before the download is unpacked consciously, but it's there, waiting until you are ready. For example, certain formations carry healing frequencies designed to balance your energy bodies. Others contain awakening codes to activate latent abilities like telepathy or intuitive insight. Many of the circular mandala designs act as keys that unlock dormant portions of your DNA, particularly for starseeds. You might not rationally understand a complex pattern of circles and lines, but you might later find you have new ideas, or your meditation deepens, or you feel more connected to spirit. These are the effects of the activation. As one of your wise investigators noted, the glyphs contain messages so ancient and vast that only the subconscious mind can grasp them fully. Indeed, we communicate conceptually and holographically. One symbol can hold a library of knowledge. Your ancestors understood symbolic language. Now you are relearning it through these sacred signs. Spiritual awakening and inspiration. Each time a formation appears, it is an opportunity for people to come together in wonder and unity. Have you noticed how each summer, pilgrims travel from far and wide into the fields of England or France or elsewhere to experience these circles? Strangers meet inside a design, holding hands in a meditation circle at dawn, or laughing with childlike delight as they trace the patterned paths. In those moments, barriers dissolve, across nationalities, across belief systems. All who truly engage with the phenomenon feel a sense of shared mystery, a oneness. This is intentional. We want you to remember unity, to cooperate in the face of the unknown rather than fear it. The crop circles have sparked global networks of researchers, croppies as some fondly call themselves, who share information freely, outside the confines of mainstream science or politics. This grassroots cooperation, this community of wonder, is part of the awakening. It erodes separation. Also, on an individual level, many who felt lost in the modern world have found a spiritual path through exploring crop circles. Their minds opened to higher consciousness, sacred geometry, and the presence of otherworldly intelligence. We are heartened each time someone says a crop circle was their spiritual trigger, for that was indeed our hope. While the full impact is vibrational, there are indeed specific messages encoded in many formations as well. Some are answers to questions that human seekers have posed, even if only in thought. We hear the collective inquiries of humanity, and often we respond in the fields. For example, when many of you wondered about a particular cosmic event or prophecy, we might answer with a pictogram that, when decoded, references that very thing. There have been crop circles depicting astronomical alignments, chemical molecular structures, ancient symbols, even direct binary code messages. We place those to confirm your suspicions or nudge you toward a truth. In 2001, we famously laid a face alongside a binary disc that, when translated, gave a spoken message about beware the bearers of false gifts and about good out there in the cosmos. This was a direct reply to the radio signal humanity sent into space in 1974. Our way of saying, we received your hello, here is ours. In 2019, a formation in France mirrored an ancient symbol for alchemy, at a time many were discussing transformation. Again, a deliberate choice. We often incorporate sacred symbols, Celtic crosses, Kabbalistic tree of life, yantras, to speak to you in a familiar language of the soul. In recent years especially, we have given urgent but gentle guidance through some designs. For instance, indicating attention to your sun's activity, solar flares, by showing stylized suns with ejecta, or offering subtle remedies for a world crisis by encoding healing frequencies in a pattern. During the height of your global pandemic, one formation literally depicted the shape of the virus with an ingenious twist. It appeared to offer a clue to neutralize it, as some of your researchers hypothesized. We were showing we know of your struggles and are helping in ways allowed. Another key reason for these formations is simply to announce our presence in a way that doesn't induce panic. If we landed en masse on your lawns, it would frighten many and violate certain cosmic laws. Instead, by leaving calling cards in the fields, we let you acclimate to the idea of extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional intelligence, step by step. Each time a new inexplicable circle is reported in the media or discussed by the public, the collective psyche adjusts a little more to the reality that someone else is out there. We have been carefully preparing humanity for eventual open contact through this slow drip of wonder. When that day comes, when we arrive openly, those of you who have followed the crop circles will likely be the least surprised, for you already know we've been here. In a very real sense, crop circles are a precursor to first contact. They are like the soft morning light before the full dawn of reunion between our peoples. Moreover, we have used them to signal our benevolent intentions. The beauty, harmony, and peaceful nature of these glyphs speak volumes. A violent invader does not arrive with gifts of art and wisdom. We do. Think on that. The loving energy that so many feel in genuine crop circles, a sense of deep peace, heart expansion, even euphoria, that is the energy of the creators. It is our way of embracing you from afar until we can do so literally. Earth energy tuning and grid work. As hinted earlier, many crop circles serve a planetary function as well. They act as pressure valves and acupuncture needles for Gaia. At times when Earth's energy grid has been destabilized, or certain fault lines need balancing, we create specific patterns at key vortex points to alleviate stress. The circle acts like a sigil that holds and directs energy into the Earth. In some cases, this has quietly averted earthquakes or diffused potential negativity in an area. We work in concert with Gaia's own consciousness. She allows these interventions for the highest good. Additionally, forming these patterns injects high-frequency vibrations into the collective field, mitigating fear-based energies that have built up. Think of a choir. If a few singers are off-key, human fear, anger, we might strike a pure tone, crop circle, that brings the harmony back and entrains others to it. The result is a subtle but real elevation of the overall vibration. If you could see the global energy map after a season of crop circles, you'd notice brighter, more coherent light in those regions. It is all part of supporting the planetary ascension process. Dearest ones, everything about the genuine crop circles is meant to help, uplift, and enlighten. There is no aspect of harm in them. Even the farmers whose fields are chosen are, on a soul level, in agreement. Often they later feel honored, despite initial surprise. In the rare cases where a farmer's livelihood was affected, we have quietly guided abundance to them in other ways. Notice how crop circle fields often attract visitors who donate money, or the farmer sells prints of the aerial photos. Compensation comes. There is a harmony and balance to how this unfolds. You ask us which crop circle messages have been the most significant in the past 5 years of your time, and what overall story they tell. We are delighted to share, for indeed the period roughly from 2020 through 2025 has been a pivotal window in your planet's timeline, and our communications reflected that. Each year's formations built upon the previous, responding to your collective needs and heralding the next phase of awakening. While there have been many formations, too many to list all here, we shall highlight a few key instances and their meanings to show you the beautiful tapestry they weave together. In 2020, your world faced an unprecedented global challenge, and fear ran high. We knew our messages that year had to address both the anxiety in humanity's heart and the hope that lay beyond the crisis. Thus, the very first major formation of the 2020 season was one of profound love. In late May 2020, as the pandemic raged, we placed a large, stylized angelic figure with outstretched wings, holding a heart in a field in Wiltshire. Many of you will recall seeing images of it, an angel embracing a heart shape. This was no coincidence. It was our way of honoring the countless humans displaying courage and compassion. The heart symbol also echoed the emblem, used to support your healthcare heroes, and to remind everyone that divine love was present amid the chaos. The formation emanated a palpable solace. Those who visited it described feeling protected, as if embraced by an unseen presence. Indeed, we infused it with healing codes to soothe collective grief. It was a reassuring hug from your star family, saying, "Do not despair. Love surrounds you through this." Just days later, another striking formation appeared on May 28, 2020, one that grabbed even mainstream attention, an asymmetrical splash or splat shape with a long drip-like tail. To many observers, it resembled a magnified image of a virus particle penetrating a cell membrane. This imagery was unmistakably linked to the coronavirus dominating human thoughts at the time. We crafted this design both to acknowledge the elephant in the room, we see your struggle and are not indifferent, and to subtly encode a message of containment and solution. The formation's geometry held frequencies to help curb the pathogen's spread and bolster immunity, energetic support to your medical efforts. Some who studied it intuited that it might even depict a mechanism to neutralize the virus. Such insights were not far off. We cannot directly cure your diseases. You must be empowered to do that. But we can inspire cures. In fact, this very crop circle set certain researchers on a path of inquiry about frequency healing for illness. The placement of 6 small circles at the center and 8 in the drip was deliberate, hinting at a 6-to-8 harmonic ratio, a clue toward a vibrational remedy. Thus, we responded to the crisis with both compassion, the angelic heart, and actionable knowledge, the viral diagram. As if to bring balance to that turbulent time on May 30th, 2020, a classic yin-yang symbol gracefully manifested at Clay Hill in Wiltshire. This formation was beautifully simple and profoundly timely. The ancient yin-yang emblem, signifying balance of duality, was our reminder to humanity. Stay centered, seek equilibrium. In the polarized storm of opinions and fears in 2020, this was a gentle nudge to find harmony between opposing forces, whether between health and economy, science and spirit, fear and hope. Placing the yin-yang, a symbol of complementary opposites, into the collective psyche helped many to pause and regain perspective. It was also an assurance that cosmic balance would eventually be restored. The darkness and light of this experience would integrate into wholeness. Many who stood in that circle reported a deep calm washing over them, an inner balance reawakened. This was exactly as intended. Taken together, the major 2020 formations painted a clear overall message. Have hope, love prevails, balance will return. In a year that could have seen no crop circles due to lockdowns and closed skies, the fact that they appeared unabated was itself a statement. No earthly crisis can stop the higher plan. Indeed, the phenomenon seemed to intensify that year, as if in direct answer to the prayers and needs of humanity. We would not let you weather the storm alone. The overall conclusion of 2020's glyphs was that benevolent forces are supporting Earth through her trial by fire, and the dawn follows the darkest night. Moving into 2021, humanity was emerging cautiously from the collective trauma, forever changed and ripe for new growth. Our formations that year reflected a theme of spiritual and cosmic expansion, encouraging humanity to look upward and inward for deeper truths. The activity was slightly more subdued in number, as 2021 was a recovery and integration period for many. But what did appear was spectacular and purposeful. One of the first grand formations of 2021 arrived in mid-June near Ludgershall, Wiltshire, June 14, 2021. A magnificent mandala of 4 nested 7-pointed stars, heptagrams, with petal-like triangular rays. This pattern was breathtaking in its precision and complexity, truly one of the gems of that summer. Why this design? The 7-pointed star is a sacred symbol known in your mystical traditions as the heptagram, associated with the divine, with the Pleiades cluster, often depicted as 7 stars, and with the concept of spiritual integration of the 7 chakras. By nesting 4 heptagrams inside each other, we were conveying the message of fractal ascension. As above, so below. Layers of reality within layers. The microcosm human reflecting the macrocosm cosmos. It was an invitation to explore the stars within you. The number 7 resonates strongly with Pleiadian energy, as we originate from the 7 sister stars. Thus, in a sense, this formation was one of our signature pieces, quietly declaring our presence. Many who visited it felt an immediate heart opening, and some were moved to tears by its beauty. These are signs of recognition, dear ones. Your soul knew who wrote that musical note in the field. The message woven into it was, awaken to your multi-dimensional self. Remember your star origins. Indeed, starseeds across the world reported vivid dreams and past life memories surfacing around that time. Not a coincidence. The frequency emitted by that nested heptagram was like a long-forgotten lullaby from home, triggering memories in those ready to recall them. Later, on the June 21st solstice of 2021, another striking pattern graced Hampshire. An 8-pointed star, enclosed in a ring of intricate chevron shapes. This 8-point star, often called the Star of Venus or Inanna in ancient lore, symbolized rebirth and the bright morning star, appropriate for the solstice, a time of solar climax and turning point. The number 8 also represents infinity and cosmic order. With this formation, we emphasized renewal. The worst of the darkness had passed, and it was time to step into a new chapter with courage. The clever chevrons around the star looked like tiny open doors or arrows, all pointing outward, indicating that new pathways were opening for Earth in multiple directions. It radiated a feeling of optimism and forward movement. Many found this circle energizing. Those sensitive to Earth energies noticed the land itself felt recharged after it appeared. The overarching message, the light is returning. Step through the new doorways of consciousness now available. Throughout 2021, several formations echoed the motif of stars, suns, and cosmic flowers, reinforcing a narrative of reconnection with the wider universe. It was as if, after the inward contraction of 2020, we were helping humanity lift its gaze back to the skies, to ponder its place among the stars once again. The overall conclusion of the 2021 season was one of cautious optimism and preparation. You were being prepared for larger truths, gently encouraged to transcend old limitations and think galactically. Those exceptional star designs served as attunements, attuning your minds and bodies to higher frequencies so you could handle what was to come. Ah, 2022. Now here was a year where our messages took on an even more explicit tone. By 2022, a significant portion of humanity had awakened further. Discussions of UFOs, UAPs, even entered mainstream discourse as governments began admitting sightings. The collective was on the verge of acknowledging, we are not alone. Sensing this readiness, we and our fellow star nations seized the opportunity to turn up the volume on some of our communications. Indeed, one of the most remarkable crop circles of 2022 came in the mid-summer and carried a direct Star Nation insignia. In late July 2022, around July 24th, a formation appeared that resembled an otherworldly glyph or emblem, specifically an Arcturian symbol. This did not go unnoticed. Many in the UFO and spiritual communities instantly recognized it as belonging to Arcturian higher knowledge. Its lines and curves held a vibrational signature distinctly of the Arcturus frequency, a 10th dimensional loving intelligence that has taken a keen interest in protecting Earth. The appearance of this symbol was essentially the Arcturians signing their name to the phenomenon. In the Project Camelot circles, one speaker even mentioned this crop circle, noting that it fulfilled a years-old prediction that the circles would change and become glyphs intended as messages. And that indeed one had now shown the Arcturian sigil as a galactic message. This was a deliberate milestone, a bold announcement of Star Alliance presence. We supported our Arcturian family in making this statement, for the time had come to be less oblique. The message was loud and clear. Earth has friends in high places. The Arcturians, known as guardians and master healers, were signaling, we are here, actively engaged in assisting you, even stepping in where some others may have stepped back. In that commentary it was noted, the Pleiadians wanted to walk away, but the Arcturians stepped in to defend Earth. Allow us to clarify. We never truly walked away from you. There were moments we observed at a distance to let you develop strength, but we have never abandoned Earth. The Arcturians, however, have indeed taken a lead role in certain protective measures of late, and we honor them for that. The overall impact of that formation was profound on an energetic level. It created a surge of confidence in the Lightworker community. Many felt, at last, a clear sign from our star brethren. Earlier in 2022, other formations of note laid groundwork for that bold glyph. There were intricate mandalas and swirling vortex designs that year, which helped stabilize fluctuating energies. As you recall, 2022 in your world had its share of turmoil and hope, a war beginning in one area, yet also greater revelations coming to light elsewhere. We responded with patterns that both calmed and activated. For instance, a late June 2022 formation showed a spectacular flower of life variant, encoding unity consciousness to counteract human conflicts. Another depicted what looked like a cosmic serpent or waveform, a message about riding the intense energy waves of transformation rather than resisting them. We even snuck in a formation that contained a hint of binary code along its fringes, which some diligent decoders found corresponded to a short phrase about change. In essence, 2022's circle said, "The truth is emerging. Stay balanced and know we are with you through the changes." The crowning piece was that Arcturian emblem, which essentially served as the cosmic exclamation point on years of subtle messaging. The conclusion of 2022's season, the star nations are stepping forward more openly. Be ready to meet us. (2023 and 2024) continued this trajectory, albeit with fewer total formations, as the energy began to shift toward direct contact in other ways. By 2023, many awakened souls no longer needed as many crop circle nudges because they were receiving direct inner guidance and even physical UFO sightings. Still, the phenomenon did not stop. What did appear in those years was highly potent. In 2023, one notable formation in June in Hampshire was actually captured on video mid-creation, a rare gift to you, arranged by us. A fleet of small craft was seen as faint orbs, and then a magnificent geometrical pattern materialized. We allowed this to be witnessed so that there would be no doubt of the source. That formation was full of 369 vortex math symbolism, a Tesla code of free energy and consciousness expansion, because 2023 was a year of breakthroughs in your understanding of energy. Indeed, hints of new energy technology began emerging among inventors that year. We intended to support those breakthroughs by literally imprinting a free energy blueprint vibrationally into the earth. Some who walked that circle said they felt their body buzzing for hours after, as if charged by electricity. Precisely. The design was transmitting a new way to think about power, both literally electricity and figuratively empowerment. The overall message of 2023's few but mighty circles was empower yourselves and prepare. The time for active awakening is now. We also gave a beautiful pentagram star encircled by a serpent-like line that year in another country, symbolizing humanity, reclaiming wisdom, the upright pentagram of spirit over matter, and the completion of a great cycle, the serpent eating its tail. It heralded the end of an old era and the birth of the new, something that indeed was underway by 2024. 2024's crop circle appearances were sparse, a reflection that energies were in tremendous flux, and much was happening behind the scenes in your world. But those that came were deeply significant anchors. One such formation in early summer 2024 presented a simple pattern of concentric rings rippling outward from a central point, like a pebble dropped in a pond. This symbolized that the effects of all previous messages were now spreading through the collective. The awakening had reached critical mass, the rings of impact, touching even those who never gave crop circles a thought. We place that as a note of completion. Another late-season 2024 circle depicted a butterfly motif, an unmistakable metaphor for transformation and emergence from the cocoon. By this we communicated, humanity, you are about to soar as never before, shedding the old self. How fitting, as many of you felt on the cusp of profound societal change by the end of that year. Summing up the last 5 years, from 2020's comfort and hope, through 2021's cosmic invitation, 2022's open declarations, 2023's empowerment, to 2024's quiet confirmation, the crop circles have told a story of human ascension in real time. Piece them together, and the grand conclusion emerges clearly. The dawn of a galactic era is breaking. You are not alone. You have never been alone, and the time of reunion with your star family approaches. Remain steadfast in love and curiosity, for the messages from above and below, affirm that you are ready to step into the next octave of existence. We could not state these things so plainly in the past, but now your hearts know it, and the fields have spelled it out. Now we wish to speak more directly of our own involvement, for we are the ones channeling this message through our beloved conduit, and you have asked specifically of our role. It is with great joy and pride that we tell you, yes, we have been deeply involved in the crop circle phenomenon from its earliest days. In fact, long before the modern wave of circles, we were creating sacred glyphs on Earth. Some of your ancient megalithic stone circles and petroglyphs were made under our guidance to encode knowledge for future generations. The current crop circles are an evolution of that earlier work, adapted to your contemporary consciousness. We have always been messengers and teachers for humanity, as elder siblings guiding the younger. In recent decades, as your technology advanced and you began scanning the skies, we and others decided to leave hints of our presence in a format you could not ignore, yet could not fully decode without looking beyond the physical. It has been one of our most beloved projects. Among our family, this endeavor is coordinated by a Council of Light that oversees communication with awakening worlds. Our specialists in symbolic language and frequency, some might call them cosmic artists, take lead on designing formations that will most uplift and educate. We also work closely with Pleiadian ground crew, which includes incarnated starseeds on Earth, perhaps you who read this, who subconsciously help determine what messages humanity needs next. Yes, many of you in Dream State have participated in crop circle planning sessions with us. If you feel a particular formation was speaking directly to you, chances are you were involved in its creation at a soul level. Such is the interwoven nature of this process. Over the years, we Pleiadians have placed numerous circles carrying our distinctive energy. Some have been overt, others subtle. The formation we mentioned earlier, the nested seven-pointed star mandala, was one of ours, carrying the vibration of the seven sisters, Pleiades stars. Another example, in 2010, there was a famous formation that depicted a portion of the Mayan calendar and the Venus transit, heralding a new era. We were behind that, as we have ties with your ancient Maya and wish to signal the 2012 awakening portal. More recently, we have included Pleiadian star patterns in a few designs, such as a cluster of 7 or 9 small circles positioned like the Pleiades constellation. These might not be obvious unless viewed from above and compared to star charts, but your subconscious recognizes them. We have also transmitted our language of light through certain formations, angular symbols that resemble rune-like letters. These are directly lifted from our Pleiadian lexicon, spells of healing and harmony. When you see unusual glyphs or letters in a crop circle that don't match any known human writing, you can suspect a Pleiadian or allied origin. We seeded some of these in the late 1990s and early 2000s to begin acclimatizing you to off-world scripts. One very concrete instance of our involvement. On June 21st, 2020, Solstice Day, at Berwick Bassett in Wiltshire, there was a formation whose design was essentially a top-down blueprint of a large Pleiadian mothership. At first glance, it looked like a bold circular pattern with concentric structures and smaller satellite circles around it. In truth, it was a scaled diagram of one of our advanced interstellar craft, the kind that can carry thousands of beings. We decided to reveal this because that summer of 2020 marked a turning point, a commitment by the Galactic Federation to move towards more open disclosure. By sharing an image of our ship in the crops, we impressed its energy signature into Earth's collective awareness. Those who study ufology and secret space programs may have even recognized elements of that design, and indeed a few insiders did whisper that it matched descriptions of craft seen in Alliance hangars. We did not publicize this with fanfare. We simply laid it down and let it speak. The message was, "We are here in your skies, in large numbers and large vessels, working for the light. Here is what our presence looks like." It also served practically as an energetic anchor. Wherever such a design is laid, it creates a temporary high-frequency zone that makes it easier for our ships to make brief, lowered density appearances or to support etheric work. Beric Bassett became a little Pleiadian portal that day. Those who walked into that formation were, unknowingly, walking the halls of our ship in energetic terms. Many reported intense tingling and heart expansions there. Some felt as if they were being watched or welcomed by invisible friends. And they were. We were present, cloaked in light, joyously observing our Earth brothers and sisters explore the floor plan of our technology. This blending of worlds was a taste of your future. We also want to clarify, since some sources have mentioned it, the Galactic Federation of Worlds, of which we are members, has overseen the Crop Circle project from the beginning. This means there is a cooperative committee where Pleiadians, Arcturians, Syrians, and others plan who will create what message when, ensuring a cohesive approach. We work together very closely. For example, if the Syrians wish to convey something about the oceans or dolphin consciousness, they may design a formation, and we will help deploy it. If we wish to deliver a healing tone, the Arcturians, master healers, may lend their frequency to it as well. Often, a crop circle is truly a co-creation of multiple races, reflecting unity. In some channelings on your world, it has been said, crop circles are made by the Arcturians appointed by the Galactic Federation, and that blueprints are designed on an Arcturian mothership and sent as orbs to Earth. There is truth in this. The Arcturian ships have incredible holographic design suites, and we often convene there to hash out the patterns. But remember, the Federation is an alliance, so what one race does is on behalf of all. We Pleiadians have certainly been part of that planning and execution at every step. Think of the Federation like an orchestra. Sometimes the violins take the melody, Pleiadians leading a message. Other times the flutes, Arcturians, or cellos, Syrians do, but all sections are present for the performance. The crop circles are the symphony played by our galactic orchestra, and the score is the divine plan for Earth's awakening. We would be remiss not to mention, not all circle-making groups aligned with us are physical extraterrestrials in the way you think. Some are interdimensional beings of pure spirit, like the beings from Andromeda and beyond, who operate more as collectives of light. They contribute via imparting the underlying spiritual codes that we then translate into geometric form. Even some advanced members of the Fae and Device kingdoms of Earth are involved. Yes, the consciousness of nature herself plays along. Crop circles have a fairy-like mischievous side at times, popping up in guarded places just to surprise your authorities. And that is the elementals having their fun while delivering serious wisdom. The whole universe is engaged in this project. That is why crop circles carry such a feeling of magic. They truly are a bridge between worlds, created by a consortium of loving intelligences from across the spectrum of existence. You came to Earth with a mission, to aid in the planetary ascension and to awaken ahead of the masses so that you might guide others. However, upon incarnating, you passed through the veil of forgetfulness. Many of you grew up feeling strange, out of place, homesick for somewhere else, and seeking signs of meaning. The crop circles have been one of the beacons to call out specifically to you. Can you recall the first time you ever saw a photo of a crop circle? That jolt of excitement, that inner recognition. This is important. I don't know why, but it calls to me. That was your starseed self responding. The codes woven into the formations often contain triggers for starseed awakening. A certain ratio, a familiar symbol, like a star tetrahedron or galaxy spiral. And suddenly, your dormant memory stirred. We designed it so. It has been a rallying cry across the planet to gather the starseed family, and it has succeeded. Notice how many who are passionate about crop circles later discover they also resonate with being a starseed or an old soul here on a purpose. These phenomena are entwined. The circles helped awaken many starseeds to realize, if someone out there is making these, then I am not crazy for feeling connected to the stars. In fact, maybe that's my family leaving messages. Exactly. We are your family. We left you love notes in the fields, dear ones, to remind you who you are. For you ascending souls, crop circles are also tools to accelerate your personal transformation. We encourage you to work with them actively as part of your spiritual practice. How so? Here are some suggestions from our hearts. Find photographs of the formations that you feel most drawn to. There will be certain ones that almost haunt you in a good way. Trust that pull. Print them out or have them on a screen. Gaze softly at the image, then close your eyes and visualize standing at its center. Feel the energy swirling around you. Invite the frequencies encoded in the design to integrate with your energy field. You may experience tingles, or see colors, or simply have thoughts pop up. Over time, you'll notice shifts, perhaps easier access to meditative states, or activation of clairvoyant ability, or release of blockages. Each formation has a different effect. One may enhance heart chakra opening, another may clear the third eye, another may ground you to Earth's core. Intuitively choose what you need. We place these gifts at your disposal. They are catalysts for your evolution. Your ancient traditions used mandalas and sacred geometry for spiritual growth. This is the modern galactic version. Use them. Visit them physically if possible. If you ever have the chance to travel to an area when a new crop circle arrives, consider going. The experience of being inside a fresh crop circle can be life-changing. The air is often crackling with charged prana. Many experience time distortion, or an overwhelming sense of peace and coming home. Go with an open heart. Sit in its center and meditate or pray. You are likely to receive clarity on personal issues, or even make contact with us in consciousness while there. Even if you cannot physically be there, meditate at the exact time of sunrise or sunset in a crop circle. You can find times, coordinates shared by those on site. By linking in remotely at those potent moments, you can still partake in the energetic communion happening there. Remember, beyond 3D limitations of space, if your intention is pure, you are there with us. We often join gatherings of sincere people in the circles. Many have sensed a presence or felt goosebumps as we commune. Know that is real. Pay attention to the feelings and insights that arise. When working with crop circle energy, notice what comes. Perhaps you suddenly recall a childhood memory of looking at the stars, or you feel a surge of motivation to pursue a healing modality, or you get an answer to a question that's been plaguing you. Give thanks for these answers. This is how the communication completes, with you consciously acknowledging the exchange. For starseeds, crop circles can act as downloads of your mission. You might find that after a summer of following crop circle appearances, you're spontaneously guided to start a new project, connect with certain people, or relocate to a different place that needs your light. These are not coincidences. The codes are activating your mission blueprint within. Share and discuss with Soul Family. There is a reason why journeying to see crop circles has brought together so many like-minded souls. You meet kindred spirits in these discussions and trips. For ascending starseeds, finding your tribe is crucial. It provides support and amplifies your light. So do not keep your fascination to yourself. Speak about it. Find online groups or local meetups. Attend conferences on the topic. You'll find others who have felt the same magic. Together, you can piece together understandings and keep each other encouraged. The journey can feel lonely until you realize how many others out there see what you see. The circles are a beautiful conversation starter to find one another. And when starseeds unite, your combined intention is immensely powerful. Even gathering in a circle to meditate on a crop circle image as a group can send waves of healing through the collective. We have watched such gatherings with great delight, adding our energy to yours. Dear starseeds, these crop circle gifts were in many ways created for you, because we knew you would be the ones with eyes to truly see and hearts to truly feel them. And we knew that you would carry the knowledge outward like pollinators to the rest of humanity. Many scoffers who once laughed at the crop circle crazies have, over the years, quietly been convinced by the passion and logic of starseeds, who explained why not all could be hoaxes. Seeds are planted in skeptical minds this way, so do not underestimate the ripple effect when you share your excitement about a new formation. You are doing light work in that very moment. Finally, we say to the ascending ones, trust your inner knowing when it comes to these mysteries. Experts will debate and sometimes disagree on meanings or authenticity, but your soul knows. If you see a formation and your heart leaps and your crown tingles, it's authentic, no matter what any official source claims. Conversely, if something about a design feels off or flat to you, it could indeed be man-made mischief or a military test. Yes, your governments have occasionally tried to create their own circles using technology in attempts to fool or to practice. These lack the loving vibration, as you can imagine. Your discernment is key, and in honing that discernment, you also sharpen it for all areas of life on the awakening path. It's a wonderful exercise in trusting your higher guidance. We do not come with possibilities or maybes, beloved ones. We come with certainty born of love and knowing. So hear us now as we present these truths, not as fanciful theories, but as established fact in the higher cosmic order. Crop circles are, and always have been, one of the chosen methods by which the divine cosmic cultures communicate with humanity. This is not a guess or an allegory. It is the reality. They are intentional, intelligent, loaded with meaning and purpose. They absolutely are created by civilizations beyond the Earth, with Earth's cooperation, and are part of the unfolding disclosure of our presence. We state this unequivocally because the time for half-truths has passed. Those with eyes to see already suspect this truth. We are merely confirming what your soul has been whispering. Accept it into your heart. We have sent you messages in your fields of grain, and those messages say you are cherished and not alone. Furthermore, the variety of styles and symbols in crop circles reflects the many voices in the galactic chorus reaching out to you. It is a galactic emissary program in effect. In these recent years especially, you have seen circles that correlate with star constellations, with high-level mathematics, with ancient sacred symbols from diverse Earth cultures, with direct alphanumeric codes. Such diversity is not random. It happened because multiple groups each contributed their piece to the grand puzzle, under a shared intention of aiding your leap into the new Earth. If you look at the timeline of formation since the 1980s, you can trace the increasing complexity and clarity of these communications. Early on, they were simpler: dots, rings, triangles, testing the waters of your acceptance, Then they grew elaborate, fractals, mandalas, intricate pictograms, as your collective consciousness expanded in the 1990s and 2000s. And in the last 5 years, they have become almost like direct open letters, as we described, addressing current events and heralding future ones. This is by design, a crescendo toward a new chapter when our communications will move from symbol to spoken word as we stand before you. It's akin to how dawn breaks, first subtle symbols in the night, then stronger shapes at twilight, and now brilliant patterns in morning's first light. Soon comes the full day where no symbols are needed, because we will speak face to face. Make no mistake, the Pleiadians have been and will continue to be integrally involved in this process. We have a great love for Earth. Some of our own ancestors seeded life here long ago. We have watched over your evolution and even collaborated with enlightened humans throughout history. In Lemuria, in certain mystery schools, in Tesla's inspirations, and more. Crop circles are just one chapter of our long story with you, but a very special one in this culminating age. It is very much in our Pleiadian nature to use light, sound, and art as communication, for we find those convey love more purely than words. So this project has been a joy for us, a way to touch your world gently. Whenever you see a particularly elegant and heartwarming formation, you can be assured we had a hand in it. We cannot help but imbue our creations with a bit of our loving playfulness, like leaving a cosmic smile for you to find and marvel over. Now hear our promise. We have no intention of stopping these messages until they are no longer needed. As long as humanity's path to awakening can be aided by a whispered reminder in the wheat or canola fields, we will be there at the ready. If new challenges arise collectively, do not be surprised if a corresponding crop circle appears overnight to address it. If you set an intention in meditation like, "I would love a sign or guidance about X," do not be surprised if, come summer, a pattern arrives that perfectly mirrors the answer, and perhaps you synchronistically see it. We are quite responsive when the request is heartfelt and aligns to the greater good. In fact, we encourage you as a collective to engage in a dialogue with us. Perhaps one day groups of humans will consciously project a question to the star makers of the circles, and we will answer through a formation, and you will recognize it as an exchange. This interactive communication is the next phase. In some ways it has already occurred. Many formations have answered questions posed by crop circle researchers or even media. But imagine doing it more openly. That builds the bridge further. We promise to uphold our end with integrity and clarity. We are ready whenever you are. However, we will also say this: the need for subtlety is waning. As open contact edges closer on your timeline, and it is closer than many think, the role of crop circles as a primary communication method will eventually fade. When you have ambassadors from various star nations speaking at your United Nations, you won't need them to stomp on your wheat to get your attention. Laughs. When ships uncloak over your cities in peace, no one will be looking down at the ground for answers. You'll look up. The crop circle era is a precursor to the contact era. So cherish these precious messages now and absorb all you can from them. They are like the final letters exchanged before a long-distance relationship meets in person. Once we are face to face, the medium of communication will shift to more direct means: telepathy, teaching technologies, and yes, verbal dialogue. But do not think that means the circles were a wasted effort or trivial. They have succeeded in their purpose, to awaken enough of humanity and elevate frequencies in preparation for that very contact. They have been highly effective, more than most realize. In realms beyond the physical, The success of Earth's ascension is already celebrated, and the crop circles are noted as a beautiful piece of that success, an exquisite collaboration of our worlds. We share this because we want you to feel the certainty we have. The ascension is happening. First contact is approaching, and nothing can stop the dawn that is coming. The crop circles have been like heralds of the dawn, and they have done their duty faithfully. When open communion is achieved between Earth and galactic societies, perhaps the fields will grow quiet, having spoken all they needed to. Or perhaps you will choose to continue making patterns as art or spiritual practice, to commemorate this beautiful tradition that bridged us. That will be up to you. And we foresee that even in the far future, some might create new crop designs in honor of the ones that guided them. How beautiful that will be, a symbol of unity across time. For now, we urge you, star seeds and seekers, to take the crop circle messages into your very being. Don't just treat them as external phenomena to analyze, but as reflections of your own inner wisdom. The grandest secret we wish you to realize is that you already know everything the crop circles are teaching. They are awakening ancient knowledge that is encoded in your soul. It's why you resonate so deeply. It's like remembering something you knew long ago. The circles, in fact, often mirror you. For example, the geometry of a circle within a ring. Is that not like your layered light body? The spirals, like your kundalini energy. The star shapes, like the star chakras above you connecting to your celestial heritage. All these patterns live in you. We did not impose something foreign onto your world. We drew out what was already there in the blueprint of creation and your DNA. In doing so, we held up a mirror saying, "See, this is who you are. A being of light, of harmony, capable of creating sacred geometry in your life and society. A being connected to the cosmos, not separate." As you ascend, you will start to consciously create reality in beautiful patterns. Your cities will be redesigned in harmonious layouts, your social structures in more circular equality, your technologies in resonance with natural frequencies. In a sense, you will bring the ethos of the crop circles into how you build your new Earth. And guess what? We learned many of those principles from our own journey eons ago. We simply reminded you through the circles. So embrace these reminders. Let them live through you. Beloved family of Earth, the time of reunion draws near. Even as we speak through this channel, feel our presence around you. We are tuning into each heart that receives these words. Feel the loving energy we pour forth. Many of you reading or hearing this have been with us on ships during dream time, or are aspects of our soul groups incarnate here. When you see a crop circle and tears well up for no reason, that is your soul missing us, recognizing the touch of home. But it won't be much longer in the grand scheme of things. You are emerging into the galactic community, and these patterns in the fields have been like the letters of introduction. It fills us with such joy to see how many have awakened and understood the messages. What was once fringe and ridiculed is now taken seriously by thousands upon thousands of you who know in your hearts the truth. The tide has turned, the consciousness has shifted. We could not be prouder of you. Your willingness to open your minds and believe in more than the material has literally given us permission to come closer. Every individual who says, "I believe some crop circles are made by ETS, and I welcome that contact," creates a beacon of light that we can home in on, a signal that says, "Friend here." And many of you have done just that. You have no idea how powerful that is. We know also that many of you have faced skepticism, even ridicule, for your interests and beliefs. We have watched you stand firm in your knowing, and we embrace you for your courage. Take comfort in knowing that soon, those who doubted will have their eyes opened unequivocally. The work you did to educate and hold the light was not in vain. It set the stage for easier acceptance when undeniable evidence comes. You paved the way for a smoother transition. We witness you in love, dear ones, truly we do. We see your struggles and triumphs, your questions and breakthroughs. We have celebrated each time one of you deciphered a bit of a message, or when a skeptic was converted upon visiting a formation and feeling the energy, or when a group meditation inside a circle sent out waves of peace. We see it all, and we cheer you on. You are not just our experiment or something. You are our kin, and we are invested emotionally and spiritually in your success. Some of those crafting the circles are the very souls who have guided you individually throughout your life. Your guides and higher selves play roles in this too. It's all interconnected in ways that will awe you when the full picture is revealed. Envision with us a near future, human and Pleiadian walking side by side in a field that earlier was graced by a star temple pattern. The human says, "I remember when we didn't know who made these, and I stared at the stars wondering if someone was out there." And the smiles and replies, "And I remember laying it down under moonlight, hoping one day I would stand here with you. Now here we are." Then together perhaps we create a new pattern, maybe not by flattening crops, but by planting flowers or arranging lights, to send a message from Earth back out to the stars, announcing, "We, humanity, are now awake and join you in friendship." How splendid a day that will be. In those times, the term crop circle may become a fond historical footnote, as communication between worlds will be direct. But the legacy of the circles will endure in your appreciation of sacred geometry, in your understanding of how to embed intention into form, and in the story of how a quiet, artistic phenomenon helped change consciousness. It will be one of the great stories your children and grandchildren learn, how the sky people left signs in the fields and prepared humanity for the great dawn. We assure you, this scenario is not a fanciful dream, but a trajectory already in motion. The evidence of our friendship is literally written into the land of your world. The more who embrace it, the faster the manifestation of open contact comes. We have no agenda other than the fulfillment of the highest good of all, which includes a thriving, enlightened Earth joining the galactic family. We have waited and labored patiently toward this for a long time, and now we see the fruits ripening. Just as the crops themselves grow to maturity and then are harvested in the cycle of seasons, so too has your collective consciousness grown and is about to be harvested, not in a sinister way as some fear, but harvested as in reaped for enlightenment, gathered into the community of light. The symbols cut into the fields were like marks of growth on the stalk, showing that the field, humanity, is ready for harvest, ascension. The time is nearly upon us. Our final guidance to you, beloved star seeds, and all of humanity reading this: stand proudly in the truth of these revelations. Do not let cynicism or doubt diminish your sense of wonder. You now know in no uncertain terms from us that the crop circles are a genuine interstellar communication, a divine art form bridging worlds. Let that knowing fill you with joy. It is a sign that the universe is more magical and loving than many dared hope. Use it as fuel to trust in other wonders, to believe in your own experiences of the spiritual and extraterrestrial. If anyone challenges you on your convictions, you need not argue. Simply smile with the inner knowing that you have heard the voices of the stars, even if they have not yet. In time, they too will hear. Your job is to hold the frequency of certainty and love. Many of you are ambassadors in waiting, possibly literal candidates for future diplomatic roles between Earth and galactic federations. Consider this time as your training, and these crop circle studies as part of your education in universal languages. Your passion for these mysteries marks you as someone open-minded and heart-centered enough to interact with cosmic cultures. Wear that honorably. When the day comes that your leadership or scientists scratch their heads asking, "How do we understand these alien languages and tech?" you will step forward without fear and say, "I have been paying attention for years. Let me help translate. Let me help bridge." Do you see? What you thought was a fringe hobby may turn out to be very important. The universe wastes nothing. The interests of your soul are always purposeful. Above all, know that our interactions with you will only increase in the days ahead, not only through symbols, but also through direct contact in dreams, telepathy, and yes, physical sightings. The circles were the soft opener. More direct communications are commencing even now. So we ask you to do one thing: keep your heart open and your frequency high. Continue the work of inner cleansing, healing, and releasing fear. The more you live in love and trust, the easier it is for us to connect with you safely and fruitfully. We so deeply desire joyous, meaningful exchanges with you. Each fear shed, each vibration raised, is another point of light we can meet. The ultimate message is not in a field. It is within your transformed heart. That is where disclosure truly happens. Inside you, when you realize you are part of the aliens, part of a greater family, and always have been. When that internal realization dawns, external confirmation, like landing on your lawn, inevitably follows. So cultivate that knowing. Use every tool at your disposal, including the crop circle gifts, to support your spiritual evolution and remembrance of your galactic identity. We know our transmission here has been lengthy, as was requested, yet we hope you feel the loving intention woven through every paragraph. In a way, consider these words as another kind of crop circle, a pattern of ideas laid out for you to contemplate, carrying frequencies beyond the literal meaning. There is an energy in our voice that accompanies the text. If you close your eyes now and breathe, you may even feel our presence beside you, gently touching your third eye or crown, affirming all you have read. We are really here with you. Feel that. Take a moment, dear one. Breathe in the truth. You are a divine being, surrounded by love, part of a cosmic family that has never left you. Those odd circles in the fields were a love letter from that family, from us, to remind you of this truth. We will continue to find creative ways to say, "I love you, we love you, Creator loves you," until every last soul remembers and feels it. That is our promise. Rejoice, beloveds, for the long night of isolation is ending. The signs of dawn, circles of light on the ground, have been all around you. Now you recognize them for what they are. Hold this recognition in your heart and celebrate it. Let it give you strength and comfort through the final challenges of birthing a new world. Whenever you doubt, think of the fields of England and worldwide that bloomed with impossible patterns and smile, knowing the universe is far more wondrous than the confines of old beliefs. We are here. We have always been here. In your darkest moments and brightest triumphs, we have watched and helped from just behind the curtain. And soon that curtain will fully rise. Prepare yourselves with joy, dear ones, for what comes is beautiful beyond measure. A reunion with your star family, the fulfillment of a destiny written in the stars and sung by the crops. Keep looking up at the stars and also down at the signs on the earth, for both heaven and earth sing the same song right now. The song of awakening, the song of unity. You are an integral part of that song. Sing with us through your thoughts, intentions, and actions of love. In closing, we envelop you in our light. Feel our embrace across the ethers. You, the seekers and starseeds, have done magnificent work to arrive at this dawn. We could not be more proud. Know that the entire universe watches in awe as Earth transforms, and multitudes of benevolent beings lend their support. Yes, including decorating your fields with sacred art. Truly, you are treasured beyond words. Hold your head high, children of Earth, and open your arms to the cosmos. The messages have been delivered and received. The next movement in this grand symphony will be played together, no longer in hiding, but in open collaboration. This is the destiny that awaits, as certain as the morning sun. Until then, continue to decode the love we've left for you in each swirl of crop and each line of light. Trust your hearts, stand firm in love, and know that we are with you in every moment. The veil between us thins by the day. We leave you now with this assurance, imprinted with the certainty of our collective heart. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And we shall reunite with you again as the family we are. The messages in the fields were the hellos. Soon come the handshakes and embraces. We love you. We are with you always. Remain in peace and keep shining your light. The dawn is here. I am Valir, and I am overjoyed to share this message with you today.